Instacart was did not represent what they initially said. I was promised groceries I did not receive. I got groceries that were incorrect, and their follow up was very, very poor. I was unable to contact them, and that's why I'm very upset with their service. What happened is, uh, let's see, at first, the shopper communicated with me via text and was mentioning items that he couldn't get and such, which was fine. And then I didn't hear from him again, and I figured, well, I guess everything's fine. I'm going to be getting everything that I ordered. So I was waiting for him, and fortunately, I'm sitting in the same room I was then, and I happened to see him out the window. And I looked. He was supposed to come and ring my doorbell because I ordered alcohol, and he was supposed to card me for the alcohol. So I saw him and I thought, well, I'll just wait because I'm upstairs. We have upstairs and downstairs. So I went halfway down the stairs, the inside stairs, and waited for him, figuring, he's going to ring the doorbell. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing happened. So I went down and I saw two bags of groceries on my porch. Didn't get a didn't get a doorbell ring. So I went out and picked up the groceries. When I picked up the groceries, he saw me and he took off. When I got back in, I saw that the groceries, first of all, there were, I think, 7 incorrect items, and then I was missing, I don't know how many items I was missed for that I was charged for. I think it was 9 items, if I'm not mistaken. So I tried to contact immediately Instacart. When I first tried to contact them, they had a chat room that you could go to, but that immediately closed up. Then I tried phoning them, and I kept getting a message that their lines were busy, so I just decided to wait. I waited 3.5 hours and got nothing. In fact, my daughter took a picture of the phone that showed I had been on hold for 3.5 hours. And I tried the next day. This was on a Friday. I tried the next day, first thing Saturday morning. I got up early anyway. I got up early Saturday morning and tried again Saturday morning, and their lines were closed, and I have not heard from them since. And this was, I don't know how long ago it was that I had left the review on your site, but it was a while ago. I have not heard from them via phone call, via email, nothing. Their service is to get a shopper to do shopping for you. You fill out, they have, at least here in San Francisco, they have, I think, I want to say maybe 10 markets that I saw that, and I need to follow up with you because I did use them again after my wife's kind of persuading that I try them again. And the second round was actually not bad at all. But initially, I'm sorry, to get back to your question. My understanding is that they sort of hire a middleman, if you will. You shop, and then they hire somebody to do the shopping for you. While that person is shopping, they can communicate with you, and vice versa. You can communicate with them. If, for instance, I wanted Honey Nut Cheerios, and they didn't have Honey Nut Cheerios, so that the person would then text me and say, "Well, do you want me to replace it with such and such?" And that's how it works, and then they deliver it to you. Uh, I might also add that the person who delivered was not wearing either a mask or gloves, which I understand. The second time the person came, they had both a mask and a glove. They waited for me to come and get my groceries, make sure everything was okay, distancing themselves, and then they left. So it was a kind of a different experience the second time. Yeah, the second experience was quite a bit different. I was honestly shocked because I got through. And I might also mention, Michael, it's very difficult to get a delivery time because I'm sure with so many people wanting to use it, obviously it's difficult. Well, it was a Monday night, and I got around 8 o'clock. I got a delivery time for the next day. I couldn't pick a time, which was fine, but I put in all my groceries. 9 o'clock the next morning, when the groceries were on my doorstep with the gentleman who delivered them waiting outside. He rang the doorbell as I instructed, left the groceries, but he actually waited for me to come outside and get them. And he waited for me to look and make sure everything was okay. And I gave him the thumbs up, and he left. And that was complete opposite of the previous one. So now, I'm inclined to try them. I will try them again. It was a different. Now I should also mention too, it was a different market. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but Originally, I chose Lucky, which is a chain market. The second time, it was a more upscale market that's closer to where we live. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe it does, but that experience was almost a complete flip flop of the first one.
Your trust.
Okay, what they need to do is to follow up. It's been more than 2 weeks since I placed my initial order and had the issue, and I've heard nothing back from them, which is inexcusable. I know they're busy and I know they are swamped, but to me, that's inexcusable. You should follow up with a customer. I have not gotten a refund as of yet. I haven't gotten any, as I said, any correspondence via email, via telephone call, anything from them, and I just think that's inexcusable. So in order to restore my trust, I would need to hear from them that this is not going to happen again. That this was an isolated incident, and it had to do with the shopper, and it's not, and also another thing too is better screening of the drivers or the shoppers. I think my take is that they're probably hiring people because of their swamped and they're maybe kind of relaxing their principles a little bit in terms of screening the drivers because they want to get so many drivers. And again, that's also inexcusable. That's a setup for a disaster. I mean, they could hire somebody who would perhaps go into someone's house and rob them or something like that. You don't know. I mean, I think you need to be a little more diligent. They need to be more diligent in their screening of their employees.